I'm just going to open my book at random and choose one of the images of the Sabian symbols and see if I can talk about it. A butterfly made perfect by a dart through it. So without considering what Jones and Rudyard might have said about that, I'm just thinking, what did Elsie see when she was channeling these images? A butterfly made perfect with a dart through it. This is a collector of butterflies, holding them in their perfected state. A butterfly has a very short life cycle, and some of them, they just live a day. I don't know if all of them do. And each day is its own glory, really. It begins at dawn and ends at dusk or whatever. And that unit of time is how we live. We go unconscious. In fact, the consciousness returns to the level of soul when we're sleeping. So each morning when we wake, it's a new life, really. A new engagement with this world density. And somewhat lacking beauty. The world is not always a beautiful place. Nature is, but the world that we've made of people is very noisy and grey and busy and stressful and harsh. Typically, few people, very few, live in quiet circumstances. And we try and hold on to moments which have special importance, beauty and peace and such things. And the butterfly represents that principle to us in some ways. The butterfly flits around, just touching things, gracing things with its beauty and lightness of being, and then moves on. You don't make contracts with a butterfly. You don't make arrangements about the future. You just notice how beautiful it is. And it is exceptionally colourful, isn't it? It's filigree beauty. It's rainbow colours. It's grace of movement. It's a part of the wind, in a way. It just seems to blow in with the wind and blow away. It's very ephemeral. And this image of ever-changingness in life applies to us. This mood that we have today, these circumstances, even these people, this mixture of bits and pieces of our lives, it's not enduring at all. None of it lasts very long. So here we have an image, Libra 1, piercing a butterfly with a pin, trying to hold on to the moment. We know we can't, we know it's futile, and yet it is so beautiful to try, just to capture this moment. That's why people take photographs. They want to hold on to the feeling of that moment, to celebrate that moment and carry it into the future. It doesn't work. You just create nostalgia. But the image of trying to hold this beauty because it's so wonderful is quite poignant. It's investing this moment's feeling in this moment by trying to capture it. There's not anything wrong with that. But the idea that you could capture it is silly. You can't. And not only can you not capture this instant, you can't really capture this month either, or this year, or this situation. Maybe you've got a lovely situation, you're in a relationship, you've got lovely kids, or you're a student, or you're an exceptional sportsman, or whatever you are, and that's so special to you. And if you don't pin it, if you don't give it your full attention now, well, there isn't any other time to do it. You're either going to live this moment now, or you've lost it completely, because it doesn't come back. It never does. It never could. It never should. We don't want that. We want movement. We want dynamic changes in our lives, or it's not life. So each and every moment is as precious as you make it. And if you make this moment precious, this one, it doesn't mean the next one is not precious. You can make that one precious as well, and another, until you've come to the understanding that if you want preciousness in your life, if you want beauty, if you want it all, then you have to notice it now, because that's the only time that it's there. Whatever you appreciate is gone as soon as you've turned around. Libra 1 is an interesting point in the zodiac. It's opposite to Aries 1. So whereas Aries 1 is obviously the beginning of everything, it's also the beginning of the out direction. And Libra 1 is the beginning of the in direction. Whereas with Aries, we start the journey of understanding that we are and what we are and how we are and so on. But it's very individual. It's all to do with the person, the individual person. Whereas on the turn with Libra 1, we start to consider the other. Libra 1 is all about I and thou and equal balance. And then Scorpio is what happens when you intensify that. And Sagittarius is what have you learned from that. And Capricorn is how can we structure society on that idea. Aquarius, well, we can make it better surely. And Pisces, we can make it divine. So we're starting a journey towards the ultimate consciousness with Libra 1. And to align that with the idea of pinning the moment. There's an ambiguity here. We can't pin the moment. And the understanding that we can't pin the moment does two things. It enables us to enjoy the moment, knowing we're going to lose it immediately, which is what I've been talking about. But it also gives us to understand that nobody else is the way they seem. They're only the way they are right now. And then in another moment they're different. And they're only the way they are right now if they're in your attention, because they're in your attention. You can't take that out of it. So every single person that you meet, in fact every single scenario and situation that you meet, is nothing other than a momentary glimpse of a reflection of ourselves in that moment. That's how we are right now. And it's gone. That's all we're ever going to see. An instantaneous reflection of ourselves. Because the other is always unique in that moment to us. They don't know themselves otherwise. It's different in any other circumstance. So we've got this fascinating teaching with Libra 1 that not only are we different every moment, but also everything we meet is. And so both of us are entirely unique to the other. Everything that we have is subjective, therefore. And we begin the journey of comprehending the return back to unity by understanding that everything is not what it seems. Everything has no duration. Everything, therefore, is an instant of subjectivity, a mirror of our current mood, nothing more. It's quite poignant, isn't it? That this moment is gone now, forever. And the beauty in it is our creation. If we don't see it as beautiful, then that particular moment doesn't have beauty, because we haven't been bothered to see it as beautiful. And yeah, loving, joyful, truthful, whatever it is, We must put that onto this moment, or it doesn't have it, because this is our moment, and it's only for us, and it's gone. So whatever we invest in this moment is what it is. We create it. And creation itself is a sum total of an uncounted number of individuals doing this for an infinite number of moments. That's life. That's all it is. And it is what it is. It's amazing.